YouTube, what's going on? This is Wrightway J, Wrightway be trucking. You already know what it is. Back with a new video. So before I go any further, hey man, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. Definitely appreciate that. So on this one, I really want to kind of, how should I say this? Just give you a better an idea, at least from me. You know, when it comes to like how you deal with like, you know, relationships while trucking. Now, relationships while trucking, it can be difficult. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. It can be difficult. It can be hard, and there a lot of relationships, marriages were broken up because of, you know, being out on the road. Like, I've had my fair share of relationships. I'm currently married now. So, you know, my wife now, she understands, like, you know, my schedule. But I mean, I have it set up now where like I get home, I get home every day. But at one point in time, like, you know, I was getting home once, maybe twice. Like once a month. Yeah, I was getting home like once a month in the very beginning when I was with what was it, CRST. You want my advice? There are other ways to get a CDL besides going through like a major company. You know, CRST, it was cool because I got my experience and I got my license, but it was hell because of just what they put me through. But I made it through. So I was on the road for like 3-4 weeks at a time, home for a weekend, and then out on the road again. So needless to say, my relationship at that time didn't pan out too well. You know, she was like, you know, she wanted to do her own thing, and I was getting into trucking, so I was doing my own thing in trucking. So, you know, and then it got to the point where she wanted to move upstate, and I wanted to move down south. So, you know, we reached understanding, and you know, she moved upstate, I moved down south. Well, I moved further down south, and you know, we still cool to this day. Like, hey, shouts out to you. You already know what I'm talking about. But I mean, we cool. There ain't no beef or nothing like that to this day. So, you know, trucking really drove a wedge between us. But in a way, it was I guess, you know, I can say it was a good thing, you know, because, I mean, everything worked out for the best with that. Then I had another relationship after that one. Yeah, because I was with her when I was with CRST, and that was for that time. And then I got with, who was that? Avery? Yeah, I was with Avery for like about a year. And I actually got into a relationship with a woman who I actually met at Avery. And she was cool, man. I mean, she was into trucking, I was into trucking. We actually talked about like teaming up at one time. But like mentally, I wasn't there. Like, cause I was still trying to understand trucking. I was still trying to understand myself. And, you know, I was living with her at the time, so I would be, at that time, what some would call a quote-unquote dusty. Excuse me. I was, like, at that point where I was living with the woman. She was paying the bills. I mean, it was her spot, so she was paying the bills. I was just there. I was there, you know, just laying up, having sex, not really doing, besides working. You know, that was really it. You know, I would only go over there because with Avery, it was different than when I was with CRST. because with CRST, I was home once a month. With Avery, I was home once a week. So I had a little more home time. And being that, you know, the woman that I was with at that time with Avery, you know, we drove 2 totally different trucks. We weren't like teamed up like nah. She had her own truck, I had my own truck. You know, we talk on the phone, meet up on the weekends, hang out, whatever like that. But what happened with that situation is that just in short, like we grew apart. You know, we honestly we grew apart. Like it was at a point where I wasn't feeling her like that anymore. She wasn't feeling me like that anymore. We were distancing. I hope I said that right. Distancing ourselves away from each other. So we really didn't. It didn't really pan out too well. But I mean, again, that one as well. We still cool to this day. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no beef or nothing between us. We still cool to this day. So I ended up me and her ended up, you know, splitting up or whatever like that. And then I went and I got a job with it was a Central Transport. Where I was in the day cab, so I was home every day. And being home every day is cool. However, I mean, unless you got like the right type of setup or whatever like that, you know, being at least in a day cab home every day, it ain't for me. You know, for some cats, like that's their thing or whatever like that. But for me, nah, that ain't my thing right there. But I actually started working at Central Transport after Avery. So after me and the old girl broke up, I go to Central Transport. And the reason I go to Central Transport is because I get a call from my mom saying that she had breast cancer. And I'm like, all right, well, I need to come off the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta come off the road now because, you know, she's sick or whatever. So I gotta do what I gotta do. Yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do. So, you know, I came off the road. Got with Central, you know, girl split, so I'm basically like dolo at this time. You know, there was a few other females that I was like in and out with during that time, but I was only at home for like 6 months, and after that, I got on with the company that I'm with now, and started hauling containers, and I met my wife. Actually, where I'm at now in Charleston. So once I met her, you know, at first, did she understand me as far as like what I did for a living? Nah. But she grew to understand. And on top of that, I wasn't home. I wasn't like gone, like every gone for like a month, or even gone for like a week. You know, I'm home every day in a sleeper, you know, owner operator, and I'm home every day. So, you know, I had to work myself to a point where I was able to manage like my truck as far as like driving with my career and manage a relationship, and I had to be able to put myself in a situation where I could focus on like the truck and I could focus on the on you know, my relationship. But for some, you know, it's hard, and it is like to balance both is hard. You know, like because there's days where you could get into a huge argument with your significant other, and you still got to move that load from point A to point B. And the people who expecting that load to be at, you know, point B at said time don't care at all about what you had going on the night before. Only thing they want to know is, hey man, where my freight at? Oh, you was arguing with your wife, whatever. Where my freight at? That's all they care about. So you got to be able to have that mentality, balance that business with a relationship. You better make sure that the person you with understands or is willing to understand what you got to do in order to make the money to pay the bills. You know, luckily my wife understands me, and I love her and I appreciate her for that. You know, so in closing, when it comes to like relationships, as far as like with trucking, you want to find somebody who understands you or is willing to understand you, and have somebody who you know you can trust, because you're gone. You the driver, you're gone for days, weeks at a time. Meanwhile, your significant other is at home, and you gotta trust that they're gonna be 100. And even if you're dating someone or married to someone who's a trucker, you have to be comfortable enough you have to be comfortable and secure enough to know that when your partner is out on the road, they working. You get what I'm saying? Like they working, they doing their job. So I think that's it for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it right there. Anyway, y'all like, comment, subscribe, share. This is Wrightway J, Wrightway be trucking. Y'all stay tuned in for more. Hit that notification bell so y'all know when I'm uploading, when I'm going live. And I definitely appreciate everybody. Thank you. And I'm gonna check in with y'all later on.